Today we discuss the uniqueness of local parameterization. The last class we have just mentioned what is a local parameterization and what you mean by a reparameterization, and up to the reparameterization we can get the uniqueness. That means for any parameterization beta from I tilde to C of a segment C containing P, there exists a smooth function h from I to R with the derivative, with the positive derivative for all t belongs to I tilde, the domain of beta itself, such that beta of t is same as alpha in terms of h of t. That means beta of t is equal to h composition, f alpha composition h or alpha of h of t for all t belongs to I tilde. Okay, and we have this result, h of t, h dash of t is always greater than 0, where this alpha is the maximal integral curve of x of q that we have already discussed. If you replace del f by norm del f by del f divided by norm del f in the previous discussion, you can get the tangential vector field x of q, and the maximal integral curve of this x of q is considered as alpha. Then the alpha is always a unit speed parameterization of the C as well. Now we will prove this result. If we have this beta, any parameterization or local parameterization of C, then you consider this x of x of beta of t. Okay, if you consider this, then it is a basis. You know that it is a basis for one-dimensional vector space C beta of t that we already discussed. This is a dimension of 1. Then beta dot, then the velocity vector field beta dot t is in fact a multiple of this x of beta of t. Okay, because this beta dot t is always a member of this and this is the basis, then we have beta of t is a multiple, some k times x of beta of t again. Now we can easily get, by taking the norm on both sides, we can get the norm beta dot t is equal to this k. Okay, because the norm of x of beta of t is equal to 1, then this norm of beta dot t is equal to k. So this would imply that beta dot t can be expressed as, instead of this k we use this beta dot t norm of beta dot t times this x of beta of t. Okay, this is because this x is always a unit vector field, tangential vector field anyway. So this x of q is a unit vector field, then the norm of x of q will be 1. By taking norm on both sides in this expression, we can get norm of this is equal to this mod k times, this is in fact mod k, we write it as by taking this we can write this mod k is equal to this one, and consequently we can get beta dot t is equal to norm mod of this k can be written as plus or minus this. Then by assuming this is consistent, we can get this equation beta of t is equal to this. That is, from this you can get only two possibilities. This beta dot t is equal to plus or minus this norm beta dot t times x of beta of t. But we know that this x and beta dot are both consistent with n. Now you get this, if we replace beta, if we consider this determinant beta of t divided beta of t and this n of alpha of t and or n of beta of t, and this will be, if this is greater than 0, and determinant of this x of beta of t and n of beta of t is also greater than 0. In this sense we can or using this idea we can say that this negative never be happened. Okay, beta dot t cannot be a negative of this. If that happens, then this will violate. If you replace this x by this negative of that, then you can get this as negative quantity. So using the consistency of these two quantities and norm of x is always 1, we have norm of this vector field is always 1, then you can rule out this the possibility of the negative sign here. So from that you can get beta of t is equal to beta dot t is equal to norm of beta dot t times x of beta of t. Okay, now we defined our candidate h of t. So h of t is equal to integral t naught to t norm of beta tau, this is a variable of integration, and d tau. Okay, so we define h of t in this manner. Okay, so where t naught is such that beta of t naught, we know that beta is a parameterized curve, local parameterization. So p is always in the image of beta. So beta, there exists some t naught such that beta of t naught is equal to p. So we use this t naught to define h of t. Then using the fundamental theorem of calculus, we can get h dash t is equal to this beta norm of beta dot t. So this implies this is always greater than 0. We know that this is greater than 0 for all t belongs to I tilde. Therefore this h dash t is always greater than 0. Okay, so since this h dash t is greater than 0, you can say that this is monotonically increasing. So we have obtained now a monotone increasing smooth function h from this I tilde to r. So it only remains to prove that this h defines, or we can use this h to reparameterize the unit speed parameterization alpha. Okay, so that is what you have to prove. Now we evaluate this beta composition h dot h inverse dot t. We can consider h inverse because this h is the monotonically increasing continuous smooth function. So if this is monotonically increasing, this is strictly monotonically increasing continuous function, then this is always 1 1. And if you consider the codomain of that or range of that, we can consider the inverse of this h as well. So we evaluate beta composition h inverse dot, that means the derivative of this vector function. In fact, this beta is a function from I tilde to this c, and h inverse is a function from r to, or the range of h to I tilde. So we can define beta composition h inverse is a function from this I tilde to, for all t I tilde to the corresponding image of this beta, that is c. So then we consider this a function from, we write it as beta composition h inverse is a function from I tilde to c. So we have this derivative dot of this beta composition h inverse of dot of t is equal to beta dot h inverse of t. So this is nothing but the derivative of the composition or chain rule. What you have write is h inverse of h inverse derivative of h inverse of t. Okay, now we can write this as beta dot, this is h inverse of t, and we have to write the derivative of h inverse t. Okay. This is because here we need to replace this quantity h inverse dash t. So first you consider h composition h inverse is equal to identity map. So by taking the derivative of this, then this is the composition, then h dash of this is h inverse of t, and into the derivative of h inverse dash of t will be the derivative of identity function, that is 1. So from this you can write H inverse dash of t. H inverse dash of t is equal to 1 by H dash of H inverse of t. So we replace this divided by this can be written as 1 by this. Okay, so that is H dash of H inverse of t. Okay, so this is inverse and this is the derivative. Now we replace. Now we can get this is this also equal to beta dot of H inverse of t. So that is same as the previous one, and divided by norm of this beta dot H inverse of t. This is the norm. That is because we have already written here that this H dash t is equal to norm of beta dot t. Therefore, H dash of H inverse can be written as norm of beta dot of H inverse. So we replace this H dash H inverse of t can be written as norm of beta dot of, instead of this H inverse t we write beta dot of H inverse of t here. So this is equal to, this can be written as x of beta of H inverse of t. That is because we have already got the equality that beta dot t is equal to this beta dot t is equal to norm beta dot t into x of beta of t. So we, whenever we have beta dot t divided by norm of beta dot t, we can replace that by x of beta of t. So we, here we have beta dot of, instead of t we have this quantity, and this is norm of beta dot of the same quantity. Now we replace that as x of beta of that quantity, H inverse of t, and so is an integral curve of the vector field x. That means this beta composition H inverse dot will give the x itself. So we know that this is all, therefore this satisfies the condition for the integral curve of x. But we know that here we also observe that beta composition H inverse of 0. What is beta composition H inverse of 0? That is equal to p. Okay, that is equal to alpha of 0. Okay, so using this fact you can write this quantity, this here we have we know that H inverse of 0, that will give this beta of H inverse of 0 give p, and that is equal to alpha of p, which gives the condition for the integral curve. But we know that alpha is the maximal integral curve. Then you can get the equality that beta composition, using the maximality of the integral curve, then beta composition H inverse should coincide with this alpha, since this alpha is a maximal integral curve and the domain of this contained in this domain of alpha. Okay, now you can get this beta as, beta can be written as alpha composition H by applying H on both sides. Beta composition H inverse composition H is equal to alpha composition H. But this shows that this beta of t is equal to alpha of H of t. Okay, so this shows that beta is a reparameterization of alpha as well. So any local parameterization beta is nothing but the reparameterization of the unit speed parameterization that we have discussed in the last class. This proves the uniqueness of the local parameterization.